What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to this edition of On the Bench with Pete, the series that you put on in the background whilst you're hobbying or painting along with me. And it's really cool because we get loads of stuff done. I get to talk about things. It's kind of like therapy for me, really. I'm offloading stuff to you, not bad stuff. I'm just talking through things, and I'll be talking through some of my sisters momentarily. Before you get along though, make sure you've got your glues, brushes, models, paints, whatever you need, other material, tea, coffee, drink of some sort, because we're going to do about an hour of hobby. It depends on the editing side of things. Yeah, so let's just get to the bench, shall we? Well, here you can see, glasses out of the way, my motley crew of sisters and this cherub thing here. I'm going to start work on him actually, so we're going to zoom in a bit. There. Zoom in on him. I'm going to be working on his flesh. I think I'm going to do some Darko flesh for him. Because it's still, the flesh is still, although it's not part of the servitor per se, it's still kind of grown in about. It's still flesh, still actual flesh, isn't it? So I'm just gonna pop some of this down. I do like to use contrast paints for flesh. I find it works really well, really cool. And yeah, so today is the day I had my interview for Devon and Cornwall Police. I expect by the time you see this, if I don't have it, then it'll be long past, and if I do have it, I'll be well into the role, and it'll be a good thing that these are recorded in advance, because I won't have as much time to do this as I once did, with it being a full-time role and exceedingly busy, etc. It seems like he's got something under his arm, this fellow. Wouldn't like to hazard what though. Wouldn't like to say what that is. He's sort of concealing there. Most likely a weapon of some description, but not to do the face of this, because it's a skull, so we'll be needing to do that bone anyway. Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, going for this role that I've applied for already, it's a bit of a risk. It is, because I'd be leaving a part-time, but albeit permanent role, to go and work in a full-time, non-physical, better paid role with some a fairly good chance prospects of progressing in the role. So I think at this stage in my life, my career, whatever you want to call it, I think it's worth taking this risk if I'm ever going to succeed. Oh, sorry, coffee's just right. It's been nearly, well, about an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours since I made it. Since I made it. Now, I'm looking, do a little bit more Lead Belcher metallics. There's a few areas that still need attention. I think before I move on to, you know, highlighting with the other base colours, I think I need to get this, or at least a good chunk of this, done. Oh, I do love the smell of hobby, don't you? The paints and the glues and all that. Not that I've got any glue out, but just in general, you know, your hobby area, if you have a room or a studio, or, you know, or whatever you have, usually the area is kind of tainted with the smell of hobby. So right now, doing the chains of this bad boy. This cherub. I'll find out more about it. I think they're just servitors, really. And a lot of armies have this kind of thing in them, don't they? I mean, Space Marines have servitors, Space Marines. Dark Angels, they've got the like watchers in the dark. I think they're similar, a similar kind of deal. I think it's very similar. Yeah, well, I don't know what it is he's holding. I really don't. It's got a purity seal on here though, which is kind of cool. So what colour do I want to do it? I'll put him over there. Any more lead belcher? Do here? Yes, there is. Of course there is. I think we'll do this stand in ordinary metal, the top part that holds it on. And this will be good. Yeah, so it would seem I only need to give a week's notice where I am, which is a lot less than I thought I had to give, which is cool. I thought it was 4 weeks, but it turns out it's only a week. So that's all good. So if I get offered this role, I could get offered it prior to security checks before I go back to my other job. That's pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, it'd be exciting because I'd have to go up for 2 days of training, and I'd be like, you know, where am I going? What am I doing? And it would be all good. Just re-establishing some colour where it could do with it. So, got some on her, whatever this is here, front. Yeah, I suppose you'd call it the front. She's got a grenade. I don't know if it's a crack grenade or a frag grenade. I don't know the difference. Well, I know the difference, but I can't remember which one's which one looks like which. She's got them anyway. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to do this sword here now. And I was going to do a non-metallic metal, but I think that would conflict with the colour scheme I've got, so I'm just going to do a standard metallic and power sword. Yeah, that works. Does actually. Any more metal for you? Don't think so. Technically, you could. Go down there. Yeah, technically you could put some more on there. Not going to though. Just on this little tag thing. Right. I'm going to make a decision on this guy. Wash my brush out, because I think I'm going to need a smaller one. Let's switch out brushes here. Go from a 1 to a 2-0. Yeah, so nice, got that done. Making a decision. This hose, I'm going to paint it in silver. This one, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I had to make a decision. I've made a decision. And I've decided to paint this hose type thing in metal. Yeah, like I say, I worry about getting to the end of June and then not finding another job. Yeah, I do. I do. But I truly believe the universe will put me somewhere. I really believe that. Be running out of this paint soon. Might have just enough to do this. That's cool. Just a little tiny little plate thing here. There we go. Yeah, I think we're good there. Let's used up all the paint I got out. There's things on their backpacks which I'm not sure about. On the round part, whether to do them gold or brass, I ain't sure. Just not sure. Have some coffee, I think, to have a think about it, because, you know, now the top of her, whatever she's carrying there, the simulacrum or whatever it is, I did with a glorious gold and a Reichland flesh shade. The gold ball thing on the bottom of this I did with glorious gold and a yellow contrast paint, Nasdreg yellow. So yeah, no. I've got to also make a decision on how I want to paint the fleur-de-lis on their right hand shoulder pauldron. These are decisions. It's all decisions. But I know I do have to paint a few more, a bit more of the metallic yet. And we are almost out of it here. Call that out. Out of it. I do have another pot, luckily, that I can call upon. So the interviewer, he's got a couple more to see today, who was interviewing me. To be honest, I think he was as nervous as I was. I would say he was anyway. He seemed a little nervous to start with. He quickly gained his composure though. But it's just that initial thing, isn't it, when you start out? Right. Got some more of those beads to do on the front of this one too. I don't know if they're like rosary beads or whatever they are. I'm not sure. Isn't this the greatest hobby though? Painting miniatures. I'm going to say I've been truly blessed to have so much time to be able to do my miniatures. You know, and that time will come back again, you know, in the future. Regardless of what job I do. You know, it will come back. More rosary beads here. I think they might all have them. I'll have to check, won't I? Although this one hasn't. Got to paint the guns yet, so that's a thing. Yeah, we're getting there, free to go. I think that pot will have served me well. Time I get these done. Gonna pop some corn red onto the cloth, the little cloak things they're wearing, whatever they are called, like little half cloak things. Yeah, I think if I got this job it'd be a bit of a whirlwind. It'd be kind of cool working from home though, you know. It would indeed. He did say there was scope for further work, you know, once you get in there though. Well, I kind of made it obvious that I wanted to progress in there and asked him about what the ethos in there was about, you know, applying for other jobs whilst you're on that contract, because I know some companies frown on that. Whereas where my wife works, it's encouraged, so it's tricky. And well, that's good. I like that. Done a good job there. Oh, and of course she's got rosary beads too. And I have to be really careful when I do the next layer of the cloth here. Rosary beads. And I've made a first mistake of the day. So let's see if I can. And the answer is no. I can't correct it. Oh, well, never mind. It was worth a go, wasn't it? Worth a go. For sure. Right. Bottom of the grenade, just need to touch that up. This is the one that's got a mech hand. No, that's cool. Does anyone else have those like gem things on the back? Aha, here's one. Yeah, so whether my question about that put him off or not, I don't know. I won't know, and I'll never know. Note to self, what I've learnt anyway. Won't mention that in a future interview as a question. I was just trying rapidly to think of questions to fire at him, you know, because you've got to have questions. Excellent, that's that one. No jewels here to worry about. I do the leader with a separate gold thing in front. This one's got rosary beads too. I'll have a look in a moment to see how much time I've got here. There we are. Nice. Been going for 29 minutes. Halfway through. Halfway through already. Wow. That's blooming scary stuff, that. Now, I could set that to one side and I could do some work on my alien eggs. Do some dry brushing around the bottom and yeah, who knows. I'll do some grey dry brushing here. So I'll be looking for dry brush, which I have here. Get a fresh piece of paper towel. So my daughter's gone to work, so it's just me in the house. Well, I'm not in the house, I'm in the studio. I'm in the studio. And put a Celestra Grey dry brush. So it's just me and my own devices. That's it. Oh my, I've got some messages. 12 and 2. Right, okay. What I will do then is I'm just going to, actually, if I leave you with some alien eggs to look at there, I'm going to check, see whether anything has arrived at home. This involves me leaving the studio, going back to the house, but I can take you with me. Well, at least I can, sound-wise I can, because the microphone is attached to me directly. Like I'm outside now. And I just had a message saying we've got a delivery coming between 12 and 2. It is now 1. Nothing here as yet. quickly shoveling out the way. That must have dropped from my trowel earlier. All happening here. Alright, that's got the majority of it. And of course I just drop it back on the garden. I've got a pile of I'm just going to wash down the little bits now. What do you think of those alien eggs though? You know, till I get back. I was going to do a tutorial on them. I was too excited. I just got ahead of myself a bit there. So my bad. It was essentially a two brush wet blend. I think I pulled it off rather well actually. So yeah, I'm chuffed with that. I think when I get back to the studio I might keep the door open. That way if the dogs bark I'll be able to hear. I'm back now. I'll be able to hear if anyone arrives. Yeah, sorry about that. Wow, I've got the sounds of nature coming in now. I've got the vibe of nature. Let's pop that in the water and clean it off. I've got a spare ball bearing here now. It came from my old lead belcher pot. So, for future reference. Right. Sorry about that, but real life, you know. And as I'm actually, this is a base brush, it's not a dry brush. And looking at it, it's a bit too big. Little on the large side, he says. We've got a smaller base brush here, that might do it. I've got the binmen coming today. They're actually going at it now. I can hear them. That's what you can hear. This would be good if I can get these eggs done. I'm going to gloss varnish them because it looks more alien-esque, more gooey, more yucky. I've done a look at the science fiction codex as well. You probably have seen that by now. You'll find it under my RPG tools playlist. Solo RPG. Ideal for that. I mean, of course you can use these you can use all the tools for regular DMing, of course you can, but I feel that as a solo RPG you just need a bit more to wet your whistle, as it were. Yeah, the last two, they're only like objective things anyway, these eggs, but I think they look super cool. I really do. Just doing the cabling around the bottom. And then, once that's done, yes, once that's done, it's time for the gloss and varnish. Let's wash my brush out a bit. Gloss varnish. Now, yeah, there we go. Not a lot left, but there'll be more than enough to do these eggs. Might use the same brush actually. Yeah, these GW brushes really not very good. I mean, I like the way they feel in your hand. I quite like that, but I'm not a fan of them. They just don't last. They all splay out. And that's not very good. Right. I think this was a milk container lid I used to keep my put my varnishes in. I use the same one every time to avoid confusion. I don't mix paints in with it. It's only ever had varnish in it. Now these will be handled quite a bit, so I'm just popping these down one at a time. Over and by the ways. Good job I checked my messages actually. If my door goes whilst I'm doing this, I will have to leap to attention and go and get it. We're expecting a deep fat fryer we've ordered actually. That's what we've ordered. Because we're going to do this healthy eating thing. I know if you deep fat fryer doesn't sound healthy, but cutting out meat. So we're going to make our chips that we have nicer, and a deep fat fryer is a nicer way of making them. I've got way overboard on the varnish again. Loads left over. I'm always overzealous on that. Oops. Any frosting that ends up on these bad boys, to me, is just going to be a part of the effect. Yeah, I want them to look wet and horrible. And last one. There we go. Time to pop the varnish back. Don't want to waste it because don't have much left, and to be honest, you don't need an awful lot to do it. Could have airbrushed it, but I quite like hand doing it. Enables me to control how thick it is, how evenly covered more. There, that is that. So the eggs are all varnished. They're ready. Once they're dry, they can come off the bench and go into my game. Now I've still got to think about what I'm going to be doing with these ladies. See, I don't know. I'm going to have some coffee a moment whilst I think about it. It's a bit unusual. I'm going to go back in the house again and open my patio door for the dogs. I mean, they got the back door open as well. They can run out into the garden. But I think the patio door would be good. That way I can hear more as well. And I will of course make sure no one's been as yet. I would have thought if he had been, we'd have left a card. Get some air in here, guys. I've got to put a door stop down now as well because door tends to bang shut. I'm also going to check outside just to double make sure. Garbage might have been emptied. Okay. Well, looks like I've got to go. Neighbours. Oh, I did leave a card. I didn't hear that though. I'm just gonna see if they're in. Maybe, they may not be. Who knows? That's alright. I'll call back. Oh, I've definitely got some editing to do. Just pull my bin in whilst I'm out here. You could have not very hard then. Oh, it's lovely being outside though, I can tell you that. I would say that there is no one in, given the fact that their windows are all shut up. Oh well. Well, that was bizarre. On the plus side, I haven't got to worry about listening out. Yeah, oh well. That's alright. I'll message my wife after this is done and tell her. Anyway, back to the hobby. That's what we're here for. It means I've shut the door now though, on nature. Oh. Beautiful being outside though. I like being outside. Now, see, elements of these are all going to be the same. Their armour, their cloth, their backpacks, their weapons. But some things like this one, it's got this like scroll here and this like dove thing coming off of it. We got the obvious one. I don't know to do the wings on it, you know. I mean, I did the wings on this one. Well, I just stuck an oil over into the crevices. Whether the top parts of the wings are metallic or not, though they could be. We could do that. I'm going to do the wax on the wax seal though. And I think I'm going to do it screamer pink, is it? I'm going to do it screamer pink. So right here, this fellow is carrying. Just seen how the paint's dried up in this one a bit. Ew, it's a bit yucky. Well, it would seem my deep fat fryer is with my neighbour. At least I know where it is. Yeah, they're pretty good at looking after parcels for us. Right. Yeah, it's a very unusual episode this. Going out, leaving you to it. You're holding the fort for me, that's really good of you. So yeah. Put this wax seal. Yeah, Screamer Pink's a good one. Green is one I do like to do sometimes though. Get a nice fine point on this bad boy. Just to do the sides of the seal. Just they're quite chunky, these things, which is good. All right. So there's one there. I've got another wax seal here. Well, two actually. I'm going to do one in. Do I do them in Screamer Pink? No. I'm going to do them in green. Nope, no I'm not. Screamer Pink it is. Stuff it, we're using the same. It's going to be the same deal. Same deal. Well, I feel quite accomplished. I've had an interview today. I've not looked for anything else. True. I've still got the Babcock one to fall back on. Hopefully that's the apprenticeship. That's like the main one. That's the big one. And I would say the main one, you know, I mean, yeah, true, the police aren't going anywhere, are they? Either. Always going to be crimes, but, you know, they're also the sort to get their funding cut, aren't they? At a moment's notice. Alright. I think we're nearly there. There we are. Yes. No other seals that I'm aware of. So now I'll probably go around now and find a load. But nothing I'm aware of, like I say. So they don't really have purity seals like the Space Marines do. Yeah, not seeing it. More gold to be had, that's for sure. Well, how did I miss her right shoulder? Missed her right shoulder with the gold. How is that possible? You ever get that? Like, you go, how on earth did I miss that? I was painting them all at the same time. I was batch painting it. So how did I miss it? Oh well. That is a mystery. That really is a mystery. But that's okay. Just means I'll do a quick little bit of gold on her shoulder now. Well, by the time I finish this coffee up, come on, Pete. Glorious gold, and it is glorious. It's a glorious gold with some glorious gals. And I'll be doing it all again when I come to do the Seraphim squad, but that's only 5 models, so I'll have different difficult choices to make then, such as what colours to do their backpacks. Do I do them similar? Do I do them black? Or what? Same as these girls. I might do them black, I think. Yeah. I am looking at getting some Repentia. A unit of Repentia units, sisters. Ones that have fallen from grace, but, you know, not too badly. You know, apparently Celestine herself was once in the Repentias. Till you prove yourself. So Celestine herself. And I have Celestine. She is like... She gonna be the mainstay of... Oops, stop shaking me. There you go. They got skulls, some of them on their center breastplate. I think we'll also do the symbols on here gold as well. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely when you get a stage done. Do you know what I like doing as well? I like making a decision. Like, yes, I'll paint them blue. Yes, I'll paint them red. Yes, I'll do that bit black. It's the making of the decision that's the hard part. But once it's been made, I'm good with it. Yeah, thinking that's quite good. I quite liking that. Got to do their shirts. They're under cloth yet. I'll be there's a damn purity seal or whatever it is on there as well. See, you miss these things. You just miss them. God, I've got these glasses for finer detail. No. Oh, did she have a skull on her breastplate thing? Thingamabob. Yes, she does. Happers 1. All is well. We'll be drawing this to a close soon. Going over a little bit because I know I need to get some time back from, you know, going on knocking on next door and everything. So have you got my parcel? I'll do that again in a bit. Get my deep fat fryer ready for tea tonight. Well, Don't know about tonight, but sometime anyway. We'll have delicious chips. They will be glorious. Been on oven chips for years. Years and years. I couldn't tell you how long. Just a long time. I've done the fleur-de-lis on the back of her backpack. Glorious gold too. Yeah. Alright. Well, I'd better go ahead and do all of them then, hadn't I? Some of them got like an Inquisition symbol. This eye, I think it's the Inquisition. I think so. Really want to get them all up to the same point. Are you needing another layer of cloth, or armour doing? That said, I'm going to do the backpacks, the round bits on the backpacks in a different gold. This will be good. Once we're done here with this stage, I'll end it. And then the magic of video editing can shorten my video down. Yeah. Then I can do some reading if I'm really lucky. Got some reading to do. You'll never guess what. It's the rulebook. I'm reading through 9th edition. So yeah. So that's going to be good. I mean, the base rules stay the same anyway, don't they? But all the little nuances that are added on. We're getting there, folks. Oh, big Inquisition thing on hers. I think I might do that brass and then do that. Right, so this lady's got a big symbol. These like rosary beads or whatever they are. Sorry, doing this a bit off camera. It's a bit difficult. Yeah, bear with me. That isn't bad, is it, eh? Let's do the skull on her breastplate thing. Probably should have done brass on it first. Ah well. There's no help for it now. This gun has got a eye on the side. Right. Let's do some gold on the cherub's wrists. Got these bracelet things. Thing around his head. Another bit of gold will do. Oh, he needs a bit of green stuff in there. Sort that out at some point. Not today though, because I'm ending it here. Right. So I'm zooming out a bit. So yeah, so done a lot of work there. I feel I've come on a long way. Still got a long ways to go before they're looking good. Got more gold to do on the scabbard of that one there and that. But you know, by and large, we're getting there. We are getting there. I'm hoping that by the next on the bench, at least the metallics or the golds will be done. We can move on to some more interesting stuff. Anyway. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like if you liked, dislike if you disliked, share if you want to really help me, and if you really want to super duper uber help me out, check out my Patreon and support the channel that way, which will give you access to exclusive videos and other cool stuff. Thank you so much. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I'll see you on the next video, guys, and bye for now. Bye bye.